Leader, look, the cost of living crisis, particularly in relation to commuters, has been one that has been discussed at length, and we as a government have done quite a substantial amount of work at reducing the cost of public transport, whether that be with Irish Rail, Bus Éireann, etc., etc. But the one area where we haven't reduced costs in relation to commuters is the costs of parking and car parking, either at train stations or bus stops. And I think that is the next stage we should look at, because what we absolutely have to do from a climate action perspective and from a cost of living perspective is to entice people away from a car and to get them onto public transport. And it makes sense where we're reducing the cost of public transport dramatically, but on the one hand we're keeping the costs of parking at our train stations around this country. So what I think we should do, and what I firmly believe the Minister should consider, is, in line with the reduction in train fares and public transport fares, should suspend the cost of parking for commuters, particularly at train stations and where they have the ability to do it. So I know, for example, you're not going to be able to ask a private company to suspend parking charges at a bus stop or something, but we can do it at all of our Irish Rail stations right across this country. And I think that would provide an extra level of help and benefit towards commuters, because to me, it doesn't make sense that on one hand, we're reducing dramatically the costs of public transport, encouraging people onto it, but on the same hand, we're still charging the same prices in terms of car park charges. And I would definitely call then on the Minister, in line with the reduction in public transport, to cease and suspend the cost of car parking at our Irish Rail stations right across this country until such a time, until the end of the year, until such a time as things plateau and stable out a little bit in terms of the economic situation.